Describe a noisy place you have been to. You should say what it is, when you went there, what you did there, and explain why you feel it's a noisy place. Total time, 2 minutes, 120 seconds. 1. Introduction, 0 to 15 seconds. State what the place was and give a general impression. 2. When you went there, 15 to 35 seconds. Mention the time and your purpose for being there. 3. What you did there, 35 to 65 seconds. Describe your activities in the place. 4. Why it's a noisy place, 65 to 95 seconds. Give reasons for the noise and describe the environment. 5. Why you feel it's noisy, 95 to 115 seconds. Reflect on how the noise affected you personally. 6. Conclusion, 115 to 120 seconds. Wrap up and share a final thought. 1. Introduction, 0 to 15 seconds. Suggested ideas. 1. Introduce the noisy place. Bustling street market. Sensory overload. Vibrant local culture. 2. Personal reaction to the place. Overwhelmed yet intrigued. Cultural immersion. Dynamic atmosphere. 3. Type of noise encountered. Continuous chatter. Loud music. Competing voices. Example sentence. One of the noisiest places I've ever visited was a bustling street market in Bangkok, which, although overwhelming due to its auditory overload, offered a truly unforgettable cultural immersion that engaged all the senses simultaneously. 2. When you went there, 15 to 35 seconds. Suggested ideas. 1. Specific time of visit. Summer vacation. Peak tourist season. Weekend rush. 2. Purpose of visit. Sightseeing. Exploring local culture. Casual shopping. 3. Setting/context. Crowded lanes. Open-air stalls. Humid atmosphere. Example sentence. I went to the market during a summer trip in 2023 when the peak tourist density made the entire area feel like a human maze. And although I was there for simple urban exploration, the chaotic setting turned it into an unexpectedly intense experience. 3. What you did there, 35 to 65 seconds. Suggested ideas. 1. Activities undertaken. Sampling street food. Shopping for crafts. Taking photographs. 2. Interaction with locals. Bargaining with vendors. Asking for directions. Learning local terms. 3. Physical movement. Navigating through narrow aisles. Dodging motorbikes. Standing in queues. Example sentence. While engaging in culinary exploration and participating in lively cultural exchange, I found myself overwhelmed by the overstimulating environment, where the constant noise, visual stimuli, and physical crowding made every movement feel deliberate and exhausting. 4. Why it's a noisy place, 65 to 95 seconds. Suggested ideas. 1. Number of people. Thousands of visitors. Constant foot traffic. Overlapping conversations. 2. Audio stimuli. Live performances. Vendor microphones. Street announcements. 3. Environmental acoustics. Enclosed stalls amplifying sound. Minimal sound absorption. Proximity of stalls. Example sentence. The area's sound saturation was primarily caused by competing auditory sources, such as microphone shouting vendors and loud music. And when combined with the high-density interaction among shoppers, it created an environment where silence was virtually impossible. 5. Why you feel it's noisy. 95 to 115 seconds. Suggested ideas. 1. Personal sensory reaction. Mentally draining. Auditory fatigue. Sensory overload. 2. Emotional experience. Excitement mixed with stress. Tension in communication. Rushed interactions. 3. Communication challenges. Hard to hear friends. Misunderstanding prices. Raised voices. Example sentence. Although the market was exciting, I experienced sensory overstimulation that quickly led to mental fatigue. And since I had to shout over the ambient noise just to communicate, the communicative strain significantly diminished the enjoyment of the experience. 6. Conclusion. 115 to 120 seconds. Suggested ideas. 1. Final impression. Unforgettable but intense. Authentic experience. Culturally enriching. 2. Personal takeaway. Need for balance between excitement and rest. Valuing quiet places. 3. Future intention. Explore quieter spots. Be more prepared. Avoid peak hours. Example sentence. Despite the overwhelming volume, the market left a lasting impression as an instance of authentic cultural exposure. And my reflective takeaway is that while such vibrant environments are enriching, they also require mental preparedness to fully appreciate them. Sample answer band 9. The noisiest environment I've ever encountered was an open-air market in Bangkok, which immediately struck me as a cacophony of urban life, a space where tradition and modernity collided in a vivid, unrelenting symphony. My curiosity was piqued not only by the sheer intensity of the soundscape, but also by the way it mirrored the pulse of local culture. I happened to visit this market during a weekend getaway in mid-2023, a time that coincided with a national holiday rush, further amplifying the density of human activity. The place, teeming with both tourists and locals, became a microcosm of urban congestion, making it a prime example of how sound can define space as much as architecture or layout. During my time there, I indulged in spontaneous food tasting, observed handcrafted goods, and attempted to photograph the surroundings, though every action was accompanied by the constant intrusion of amplified voices, from vendors promoting goods to musicians performing with fervor. The acoustic chaos was not merely background noise. It was a dominant force that shaped every interaction. What made this locale so resoundingly loud was the overlapping of diverse sonic elements: live music, animated bargaining engine noise, and even mobile ringtones contributed to an atmosphere of relentless auditory bombardment. Unlike typical urban noise, this was curated by human intention, each decibel a deliberate attempt to capture attention. Personally, the experience was mentally taxing, leaving me with a sense of psychological saturation by the end of the visit. Despite my interest in cultural authenticity, the unfiltered intensity of the environment made it difficult to hold a simple conversation or focus on any single detail without becoming overwhelmed. Nevertheless, this market left an indelible impression on me, not just as a place of commerce, but as a living, breathing representation of societal rhythm. It taught me that noise, while often viewed as a nuisance, can also function as a powerful conduit of human energy, revealing the character of a place more vividly than silence ever could. Teaching moment. Vocabulary highlights. Cacophony of urban life, pulse of local culture, microcosm of urban congestion, acoustic chaos, auditory bombardment, psychological saturation, conduit of human energy. Grammar insights. Complex and compound sentences are used throughout to layer observations and insights. For example, although I admire cultural authenticity, the unfiltered intensity of the environment made it difficult to concentrate. Modal verbs like could, might, and would are employed for speculation and reflection. For example, it could enrich my perspective on how sound shapes cultural identity. Passive voice subtly shifts focus to actions over agents, as in every interaction was accompanied by the constant intrusion of amplified voices. IELTS tips. Beyond description, this answer doesn't just describe what the market looked or sounded like. It analyzes why the noise was significant, both culturally and personally. Cause-effect language like contributed to, was shaped by, and left an impression on me demonstrates analytical thinking. To achieve Band 9, the speaker uses a wide range of unique vocabulary. Zero repetition of key terms or conjunctions. Metaphors and abstract phrasing to add intellectual depth. Balanced emotional reflection with concrete details. 50 academic collocations with simple explanations. 1 immersed in noise, fully surrounded by loud sounds. 2 cultural phenomenon, a notable cultural event or behavior. 3 embodied a sensory onslaught, represented overwhelming sights and sounds. 4 pulse of local culture, core expression of community life. 5 urban congestion, overcrowding in city environments. 6 microcosm of urban life, a small area that represents big city life. 7 temporal alignment, occurred at the same time as something else. 8 national celebration, a large-scale public festival. 9 theatrical arena of interaction, dramatic space filled with social exchange. 10 auditory interference, unwanted sounds disrupting hearing. 11 acoustic chaos, disorderly mix of sounds. 12 spontaneous performances, unplanned, live shows. 13 emotional stimulation, mental excitement from sensory input. 14 conduit of human energy, a channel for collective emotion. 15 layered soundscapes, multiple sounds happening simultaneously. 16 collective experience, shared event by a group. 17. Festive atmosphere, joyful and celebratory environment. 18. Environmental intensity, strong sensory environment. 19. Social immersion, deep involvement in a group activity. 20. Street-level vibrancy, liveliness on local streets. 21. Psychological saturation, mental overload from too much stimulation. 22. Amplified voices, louder than natural speech through devices. 23. Multisensory, overload, too much input from all senses. 24. External stimulus, outside input that triggers a response. 25. Public celebration, a social event open to many people. 26. Chaotic ambience, a confusing or noisy environment. 27. Dynamic interactions, active and lively exchanges between people. 28. Ambient noise, background sound present in an area. 29. Physical proximity, being physically close to others. 30. Localized intensity, high energy in a specific area. 31. Cultural authenticity, real and traditional local expression. 32. Unfiltered environment, raw and unmodified atmosphere. 33. Socio-cultural density, high mix of people and traditions. 34. Communal rhythm, shared pace or routine among locals. 35. Auditory bombardment, a large amount of noise all at once. 36. Organic soundscape, natural mix of local sounds. 37. Intrusive environment, setting that forces strong reactions. 38. Human-centered chaos, disorder caused by people and activity. 39. Auditory saturation, full exposure to a wide range of sounds. 40. Cultural immersion, being deeply involved in a culture. 41. Spontaneous encounters, unplanned social interactions. 42. Layered sensory experiences, many sensations happening at once. 43. Marketplace intensity, the strong energy of a busy shopping area. 44. Environmental overload, too much input from surroundings. 45. Rhythmic disorder, irregular and chaotic sound pattern. 46. Public sphere engagement, interaction in shared community spaces. 47. Urban dynamism, constant motion and activity in the city. 48. Social turbulence, instability caused by busy human activity. 49. Sensory-rich setting, environment full of sights, sounds, smells. 50. Stimulus-driven response, reaction based on overwhelming input.